Hi there, welcome back to Colorado and Company. I'm Denise Plant, and I'm glad you're joining us this morning. You know, you've probably seen therapy dogs helping people cross the street and cheering up patients at the hospital. But did you know it doesn't always have to be a canine companion? It could be a cat, a pig, even a rat. And there's a group in Denver leading the way in animal-assisted social work. Clinical Professor Philip Tedeschi and Sarah Bexell, research professor, join us from the Institute for Human-Animal Connection at the University of Denver's Graduate School of Social Work. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
And
this
is Nathaniel, right?
This is Nathaniel, yep.
So beautiful dog. So what is the Institute for Human-Animal Connection, and what's the connection with DU?
Well, we're housed in the Graduate School of Social Work, and one of the things that we've learned over the years is that animals are an integral part of working with people. In fact, what we now know is that, millions and millions of people have animals as some of the most reliable and important relationships that they have every day. Nathaniel's a great example of just a wonderful friend.
Tell me more about Nathaniel.
Well, Nathaniel actually is a dog that's just come to us from our colleagues at the Prison Dog Program. Really one of the world's best prison dog programs. And what happens is that the inmates at the correctional centers in Colorado have the opportunity to train rescued dogs, and those dogs become adopted, or in some cases, like in Nathaniel's case, he's going to be a therapy dog working with students in our program.
Nathaniel just loves all this attention and hugging. So sweet. You know, it's so true. They just relax you automatically. Talk about that human-animal connection and why it's so important to social work.
Well, you could probably, if you zoom in on him, you'd probably see that he's, just an amazing guy, very smart. And when these sentient animals are capable of having relationships, and what we now know, in fact, we just had a wonderful conference focused on the social neurobiology of human-animal interaction. And what that really means, kind of in our everyday terms, is that animals can be part of our social support systems. They can really be part of our friend groups. A lot of people think of their animals as members of their family.
Oh, I do. I do. Yeah, we have 3 dogs. And they can also improve human health, don't you agree?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. We know that and probably really the most important is relative to things like loneliness. And really, improving our sense of, of being connected to others.
Right, and it puts you at ease. I mean, when Nathaniel came up here, I'm just so relaxed right now, and I want to pet the dog instead of sitting here talking more. But I think it's also important to point out it's not just canines. There are other animals that can do this work.
There are other animals, and we've been exploring that at our institute. We have all different types of animals. I think the real distinction is that in terms of therapy, we only incorporate animals that are domestic animals. So that usually incorporates horses or cats, in some cases other small animals that are really our companion animals. We always want to respect the fact that wild animals or exotic animals really are not appropriate for therapeutic work. They're amazing, and we can benefit from learning about them and seeing them and having them in our world, but we really want to respect that some animals don't always want to be picked up or touched or petted.
That's true, and you have to, it's protecting the animal and protecting yourself. And Sarah, that leads me to you. The animals can definitely help with our mental health, but specifically wild animals. Tell me, are they essential to physical health?
They are, yeah, they really are. Sometimes we forget about the connections, and I could just give you one example, or we could be here all day. But I'll tell you a little bit about one of the largest groups of mammals on Earth, the bats. Other than the rodents, they're the largest mammal group, and they are responsible for helping to keep our ecosystems really healthy. That improves our health. So just one example would be insectivorous bats. So bats that just focus on eating insects. They literally take metric tons of insects out of our summer skies. Those insects, if they were not being consumed by bats, would be agricultural pests or passing diseases like malaria or yellow fever. So those kinds of interactions, even though we often forget the fact that animals are out there doing really important work for us every day and every night, in the case of bats,
that's true.
they're really essential to our health.
Talk more about how the Institute for Human-Animal Connection applies One Health principles into teaching and also research and even practice.
Great. Yeah, we have a wonderful program that Philip and I actually co-created several years ago called Sustainable Development and Global Practice. And this allows our social work master students to start learning about the concept of One Health and social and ecological systems. So social workers traditionally have been very integral to maintaining human health. But the sort of mantra of social work is person and environment. Typically that has been the social environment, and what we've been working very hard to do at the University of Denver at the Graduate School of Social Work is help our students to incorporate the natural world and the importance of the natural world to human physical and mental health.
There's so much to talk about here. Let's hit briefly on the humane education. Often it's misunderstood completely.
Yeah. So oftentimes when people hear about humane education, they think of perhaps a dog like Nathaniel coming into a classroom and learning about proper pet care. But humane education has 3 pillars, and those are human rights, animal welfare, and the protection of the natural environment. And so we've just created a brand new certificate to help prepare anyone in sort of the caring professions to nurture young people to always keep in mind the welfare of other animals, the welfare of other humans,
That's true. Absolutely.
and the natural environment.
How can someone get involved with the work that you all are doing?
Well, probably the most amazing thing is that we have learning events all year long on all of these different topics, and we try to open those up to the community. So if they're interested, probably the best way to do that is to find our institute website and maybe our Facebook page, become friends of our institute, and that will keep them informed about all the great events that we have.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the show and introducing us to Nathaniel. Let me give out some more important information so you can get in touch. The Institute for Human-Animal Connection is a one-of-a-kind nonprofit program that really focuses on relationships between people and animals. It needs your support. For more information on how you can help or donate, please visit this website. Go to du.edu/IHAC. That's du.edu/IHAC.